hello, hello. Hey, there I am. All right, how is everyone doing today? Okay. Hello, everyone. Ooh, hold on. I wanted to get something real fast. I meant to go upstairs to get my headphones, and then didn't get my headphones. I started the live stream instead. Headphones just so I can test the music out myself now and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's on mute. Okay. Do you guys hear music? You hear me? Can you guys hear me? What? Hold on. Hear you, but no music. Okay, hold on. 1 second then. There should be, but... I have to look into it. Huh. Because it should be. Huh. Weird. But you can hear me, so that's all that really matters. No music, huh? That's weird. Strange. Alright, well, we'll move on then and figure it out as we go. Alright, cool. So, what we've been doing really is waiting for the hot glue gun to warm up. A little hot glue gun here. That's what we've been waiting for. I'm saving up right now to buy a much better one. As you can see, this is like the most basic model. So, as you can see here, here's our alien head rugs. You look behind me there, you can kind of see what they look like when they're all done. And then they'll be wall mounted. So I'm going to do a few of these, and then I'm going to put the cleats on them too, and then that will be the stream for the day. Oh, you know what? I have this guy. Actually, I do need this towards me. So with the no music thing, you'll probably see me do a stream tomorrow. Just to kind of like a heads up for everyone, I'll end up doing a stream tomorrow. Don't really worry about that stream too much. It's just going to be like me figuring out why there's no music, right? So literally just me going through a bunch of settings and stuff on my computer and figuring it all out. Because unfortunately, the only way to really do it is to actually be live and see what goes wrong. It's kind of like you know, anything like that, right? You got to actually do it, and then you can find the problems. This is only my second time doing the live stream this way with doing it straight through YouTube. Could you hear music on the previous ones? So maybe it's just something that I did, some setting or something. Hope everyone's having a great start to their week here. Part of the reason why I'm doing this today is, one, I do have a bunch of more events coming up, so make sure to check my Instagram out and you can see where all the local events are, but also just to kind of give you guys a heads up of how I do all of this work. And if you notice, the price is now $35. Originally they were $30, but they are $35, and they will come with a microfiber cleaning cloth. Any purchase of $10 or more will now come with a microfiber cleaning cloth. Man, that left camera is just like, hold on. Let's see if I can move it back even farther. Ooh, dropped something. No big deal though. Luckily for me, I've been cleaning this house over and over again for the last couple of weeks, so I can get to it pretty easy. And then afterwards, you just kind of want to stomp it down. And then what I actually do, you won't be able to see this as well, but I literally step on them. I just find that, you know, my 180 pounds is going to be a lot better than just my hands, right? And then my floor is all tile, so it's not going to actually matter to the floor at all. They're not going to care. And see, you can see when you're doing it right. You see how these are all the same direction, they're all flat. There's like one little one that's not, but the others are all flat, right? Very flat, which is what you want, right? Because as I shave it, that's what you're gonna get. So it looks great. Right now I'm using the default settings on my tufting gun, so they're not as thick as I've made them a long time ago, but at the same time, they're as thick as they used to be. Like the first batch was this thick. And then the second batch I made a little bit thicker, and then I'm offering to buy a new hoop. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Unfortunately, the one I'm going to get is actually quite expensive. I haven't decided yet which one. I'm still looking into them. But it's going to be probably an electric one. or maybe even one of the like battery powered ones. And we'll see, because technically, if I wanted to, I could do this a different way. And I'm thinking about next year, I'm probably going to do that. For the rest of this year, I think I'm still going to do it this way. But I'm pretty sure next year I'm going to switch to doing it the other way. There's another way of doing it where you don't have to hot glue anything. But I really never trained on that way, so I was like, all right, we'll just do this for now. Yeah, so there's a different way of doing this, and so I've been looking into it a lot, but it might end up yeah, it's very nice. So right now, cutting all of this, putting hot glue on it, and this is done with Roberts what is it? E67? Yeah, Roberts 6700, and I put that all over it. There's a video I put it on my Instagram recently that just shows me doing it, like 30 minutes of it in 30 seconds, which was really cute. The thing is if you notice, it's like really floppy. See, like you could just like, you know, ball it up, right? It's really, really floppy. And so the other way of doing it is you put a piece of fabric on the back, and then you put the glue onto the fabric as well, and that actually is how like your professional rugs are sold. They have a backing on them. But it makes it a lot less, like, it's a lot less stiff. Oh, sorry, it's a lot more stiff. And so, you know, the quality is a little higher, but this is nothing, like, there's nothing bad with this quality. If that makes sense. It's like, you know, there's nothing really wrong with this one. It's just there's another way to do it. It's kind of like another level of professional. Difference between like a Toyota and a Lexus, right? Like they're the same car, but different, you know, levels of quality. But then again, I would also need an industrial planer for that. So that's why I said next year, because my goal next year is to get an industrial planer. They're about $1,200 for one. So I'm not getting one yet. But hopefully that's the goal. But the end of the year, I have a bunch of Christmas markets, and I basically want to spend every dollar I get on them Christmas markets to try to get a new little guy. Just because that way, you know, it's just knocking up my professionalism. Right now, you know, with only a year of experience, I'm still very much like an amateur professional, right? It's like I want to be a professional, but I still have a few years to go before I'm really at that level of like, oh, I've done thousands of rugs and yada yada, right? So, you know, we're just going through that process. And it's very important when you're crafting or working professionally or anything, it's okay to progress, right? I mean, that's why the company's called the House of Improvements, because we always are out here trying to improve. So I'm excited about it. Something that I've been thinking about a lot recently, because I'm now, you know, in that point where I'm buying more supplies and I'm buying more glue sticks and things. I'm like, all right, let me buy a 1-year supply, and then next year I'll switch to the next thing. That way my stuff's improving all the time, and then you guys can expect better quality. which I figure what you're going to expect anyways, right? 2 or 3 years in, you're going to be like, yeah, I expect that to be a better rug than year 1. Which, by the way, I just concluded. We have officially done 1 year of YouTube and markets and all of that. I meant to have a whole little thing for it. Yesterday, I was going to do a big thing like, I quit, and do all that, but then I was like, I don't know. I don't know if my fan base was going to like freak out from it or not. I was like, I don't know. I was like, I just won't do it. But I was going to do a whole thing yesterday of like, I quit, I can't stand it. You know, but I actually love this job, so I mean, I'm not going nowheres. But you know, it was April 1st yesterday. Oh yeah, everyone starts at the beginning for sure. But you know, it's how long you stay at that beginning that separates the amateurs from the professionals. Because an amateur could stay at the beginning forever, right? Never really progress, whether it's a professional sport and they just can't get the ball into the hoop, or if it's something like this and they just don't ever buy the industrial equipment required to really get them to the next level. This is my favorite one of this batch. This is definitely my favorite one. Reason why is because this is vintage and is irreplaceable. I could not make another one of these. The gray I can make more of. No problem. I can go buy that at Joann's right now. This is from 1980s. All of this from the 1980s. You're just never going to feel, you're never going to, it feels different, it looks different, it touches, like everything about it's a little different. But you can never find another one. That's the only one that's going to exist. Whereas, you know, a lot of these ones, I could make 50 of these. Because that pink and purple, like I have plenty of it. Right? But this, that's only going to be, there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 more of those, and that's it. Because I have a little bit, tiny bit of it left. In fact, I've already kind of told myself I'm going to keep it and wait until maybe next year, maybe even 5 years from now, and do like a best of and try to keep some of these yarns. But we'll see, you know, what happens in the next couple of years. Who knows what happens. Maybe I get antsy and I use it up before then. By the way, normally, you know, I would just cut like this, but this is all glued, and so I find that if I just like press it down with my fingers here, it just works better. Just in case you're curious, so like, he's gonna snip his fingers. It's like, no, I know what I'm doing. Put that one there. I'm gonna cut 2 more of these up. So you can, I don't know if you can kind of see it, but like it will just kind of like get stuck in it. And so I press through with my hands there. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll do a little couple more because that was actually quicker than I thought. I realize how sometimes you don't realize just how like good you're getting at something until you realize that used to take you 30 minutes to do 1 of those. Now it took you 10 minutes to do 4 of them. All right, we got 2 more done. So yeah, remember that one was really good. Put that on the floor. Give it a good stomper. There we go. And then also I put books on top of it too. Like if I'm done, like when I'm done with these for the day, I'll put books on all of them. Just because you can kind of see it right here. It's like this one bows just a little, but it's not like, you know, once I get it flat and get some weight on it, it's going to flatten right on out. Oh, where'd it go? Yes. My bad, I had to get some of these. I love it when it gets to this part where it's like, it's just so floppy. Floppy, floppy, floppy. Floppy, floppy. But you need it in there, otherwise it will not have the pressure to keep going. And if you don't subscribe to me, then I won't have the pressure to keep going, right? Also, a little update in my life. We have 2 different nests of woodpeckers in my walls right now, so you might hear in an upcoming video or something like little chirps in the background. Don't worry about that. It is not a sound effect, it is real life. And I used to get really mad at the birds being there, but nowadays I kind of like it. I think during COVID was when I really... Yeah, the eyes on the other one are really good. So I get my yarn from Joann's. Joann Fabric and Yarn. I like it because it's a good price. It's a good price and it's easy to get. I can just get it on demand. Another thing with, like, you know, trying to upgrade next year was they make professional yarns for rugs. But they are obviously much more expensive, but they're also much thicker, which is really nice. Like, the rugs from the really high-end people, they're essentially plusher than my rugs are because they're using that better yarn. And this one will just never be as plush, as soft and everything like that as theirs is. But, you know, one of the things is that my own mama is allergic to wool, and the high-end version of the yarn is all wool. I mean, there's a few that I found that were like polyester and stuff, but the majority that they sell that are like high-end is all wool, 100% wool. And so obviously I wasn't trying to make a product that my own mama can't use. So I'm not going to be doing that. So we'll figure it out. I might switch to the polyester stuff eventually, but for now, it's all Joann's. And so if you want a commission from me, all you got to do is go on Joann's website, and you can look at their yarn. And I use mostly acrylic, what's called value yarn. Just because it's, one, cheaper, but also there's really, like, if you use the baby yarn versus, like, there's not really going to be much of a difference. Yeah, that looks like me, right? Yeah. You can see my arm in the video more than anything, huh? But yeah, that's where I get it from. I get it from Joann's. This one's a Halloween one. I had one at Halloween already. This is actually one of my first ever duplicates. This one and this one are actually my first duplicates I ever made, where I've already made a orange and black, and I've already made a purple and pink. But I sold them already, so I was like, I'm gonna make another one. Not bad. I guess if I go that way, probably be better. What do you think about the camera on the left? I've been thinking I want to make it smaller again. If you remember last year, we had it in the corner, in the right corner. This year, I've kind of had it in the left side. And so what we'll see what happens in the end. I really want to get something that's visually pleasing for everyone, of course. Otherwise, why watch? Yeah, we see work in half of me, yeah. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, because it was before it was like the top of my head all the time. And so this one, I was like, oh, at least you're going to get more shoulder in here now. You can get a little more shoulder, a little more arm and stuff. And I've been working on them arms, so, you know, I want to show them off. Now I see why all the gyms are packed full of single guys. It's like, yeah, we need to work out, show off, you know? I gotta go to the gym. I haven't been this week yet because it was Easter week, and then yesterday was April Fool's Day, and I kind of was like, all right, I'm just gonna take this, you know, like kind of like a 4-day weekend really gently, because the next, you know, month or two are gonna be kind of rough. I got a lot of work to do. So I took the last couple of days off a little bit. I mean, not fully off. I was still working every day, but you know how it is. Especially when you work from home, it's just like you walk downstairs like, oh, let me just organize this, and then let me just do this real fast, and then I realize it's been like 3 hours. I'm like, oh, I wasn't supposed to be working today. I kept having to do that like all Easter weekend, be like, oh, I'm not supposed to be working, like, and like stop. I'll just clean this, or I'll just organize, and 3 hours later, I'm like cutting out fabric. I'm like, whoops. But, you know, you just get addicted to it when you're in the house, and this is like my house, you know, and I was organizing and I was finding new stuff. I was like, oh, I do need this. And I was like, oh, I was like, that's where that's been. So, this one's really cute. I love it because it's a really, I had this whole series, and the series is called Gentle Eyes. And so the eyes are all really light colored. So blue eyes and green eyes and yellow and light blue, right? So like the collection was soft eyes, and then I have a collection of red eyes, which is, you know, for 420. For the holiday, the high holiday coming up. And for the record, I do have no shoes on. I have socks on, but no shoes on. Just in case you're curious, you're like, is he stepping on these? Like, it's like, I am, but, you know, not the way you think. All right, so for now, this is usually how I like to do it, which is that I do kind of like half of them for now, and then I'm going to switch back and grab these guys that we've already done, but now they're nice and dry. Like, this is all nice and dry now. Like, if I go to pick at it, it's like, it's not really gonna move. I mean, maybe if you didn't do a good job somewheres, but you can see where the hot glue actually was, it will stay down. So, next, I've been using Picture Hanger Solutions. This is Heavy D Ring pack of 100, and this is the 25-pounder. They make different types, but this is the 25-pounder that I'm using. How do you open this thing? Oh, you know what? This is not the open one. I was like, why haven't I not opened this one? There you go. That's the one that I actually opened already. I was like, it was still sealed. I was like, what is going on? But see, that's what I was talking about. I literally bought 200 instead of 100. That was my first time, like, you know, really doing that this year, of like trying to buy in bulk. Because, you know, I was always so iffy of like, is this a good idea or a bad idea, right? So it's like, finally, I'm just like, do it. I'm on a big kick right now of just like Shia LaBeoufing it and just being like, do it, just do it. So that's me right now. And so what I do for the aliens, I look at the center. That's going to be your center, right? Like somewhere's in there is going to be your center. And then this is a center ruler. So we get this lined up with that. Oh, my phone went off. But yeah, you can see this is a 2-inch ruler. And so now I can see it's like perfectly lined up. I then put my little guy right there. Take this away. Grab my hot glue. Just put like mostly a full thing underneath of it. Then press down. Now it is covered. On the bottom and the top, it is now covered. So now what we're going to do is spider web around the whole thing while I'm pulling the trigger. That way it just tries to get you as much as you can in terms of like protection and all of that. And then the little guy. I like putting a little bit behind it too. And then if it tends to flop over, then I can put something in there to hold it up. And there you go. Thank you. Oh, hi, Mama J. Thank you. And so eventually it will be, you know, this little guy. I'll show you in a minute. Let him dry. So we'll push him out of the way for now and go to the next one. So this is part of the Red Eye series for 420. Same kind of thing all the time. We're just kind of finding the center. So there it is. Let's get the 0 on it. Boom. Get this guy there. All right. That's really good. And then press it down, and you can see it actually like comes through the hole. And so that's how I know that I've put enough on it that it will actually come through the hole. And again, now we're just like spidering around it. But you don't want to make it too thick, so kind of make sure your center is not too thick. And then every once in a while, because I'm touching it so much, you just clean it off. That way you get a nice clean little stream coming out. And I just put a little bit on the back, just a tiny bit. And there you go, that's another one done. And usually how I do it is I just stack them on each other. See, there you go. I just kind of stack them like that. Here's the next one we had done earlier, the black with orange eyes. I'm gonna move these so I can do it this way. Make sure not to have like this touch that, you know, don't want the glue to touch. All right, let's get another one. I like to make sure that they like bend really well too. Yeah, this is my signature product. This is the Alien Head Rug. Wall mounted, $35. Comes with a microfiber cloth of your choice, or you can choose mystery option. And you could end up with 2 of them if you get the mystery option. Because if I'm indecisive, I might just give you 2. Guy there, right there. And so by this point, this first one is like this one out. Okay, this is still wet. This is tacky. This third one is dry, but a little warm still. Whereas that one is a little tacky, and that's still liquid. So that's kind of like how long it takes to dry, just in case you're curious there. All right, let's do the next one. Next one up is this guy. The pink eyes and pink face, but purple face, a purple head. Grab me one. And I do kind of like to just like press it down, just that way it will like kind of stay already. If I had done this within the first 48 hours, it actually still would be sticky. And so that's a good way to do it, because then it will really stick in place. You get 2 glues, right? I will say this hot glue is heat sensitive. And so if you put this in, like, say, a window that is, you know, right direct sunlight or something like that, you might end up with a long-term problem of it melting. I actually had my first ever casualty, finally, of one of my rugs. It was actually, if you remember the Harley Quinn rug that, who was it that won? It was, not Umpty, it was, Baby Ice. It was Baby Ice that won the Harley Quinn one. Well, I made a second one. That one finally broke at the last market. Because it was in 100-degree heat over and over again, is what. If you're like, well, how did it break? I'm like, well, I had it displayed for 9 months outside. And so it eventually, this piece like melted off of it, is what happened. But yeah, so we have 4 of these. I can't really, actually, you know what? We can fit the 5th one, why not? Yeah, because these can be condensed a little bit at this point. And so you notice they're pretty much all the same spot. And, you know, that's obviously for you, the customer, but also for me. Like, I just want to, you know, it's way harder to be like, where should I put it every time? It's like, you know, part of a company is stability. Part of a good life, right, is stability. All right. I would say this stuff is definitely goes through my sticks more than anything else is putting these on, because I really am just globbing as much on as I think I can without it really affecting the rug. Because I want it to last for, you know, forever, really. Like, I'd love it to never break. So, you know, that's always the goal. Alright, so now all 5 of these are done. What we're going to do is we're going to take 4 of them and just put it over there. Then let me go get something real fast. Here it is. So this is what the back looks like. This is an anti-slip back. One side is like a felt, and the other side is felted, but is all these little dots all over it. The little silicone dots. They look pretty cool. And I have bought about a dozen of these from different manufacturers to find the one that was the thickest. So I find that these silicone are thicker than any other person that I have seen. So I got the thickest ones. And so all you do at this point is put the cleat on, cut a little hole for it, make sure that everything is all lined up. Flip. And then in this case, we're going to cut it out a little bit. Because we already put the cleat on, we know exactly where this thing's going to be. So no reason not to just get that already correct. Next up, we have something called Roberts 8200 Quick Bond. This is a spray adhesive. That's all it is. We do a spray adhesive around, but I tend to try to skip the outer edge, but you could do the outer edge too. And then quickly put down some hot glue. Remember, hot glue only lasts for about 10-20 seconds or so until it will really start to harden up. So make sure that you really get in there. This is, by the way, the corporate colors, green and purple, so that's why I did that one. Do the same thing, just get to the top half. And see if you can see it. I don't know if it'll show up very well, but you see how there's like strands? That's what this stuff does. It makes these little strands. Just make sure we put that little guy back through its little hole. Yeah, but I figured every once in a while I'm going to make, this is probably the most common one you'll see from me is the purple and green because that's the corporate colors, right? So the idea being that you really would, this is mine in that sense, right? In fact, you see the one behind me right now, I'm thinking I might replace this one with that one and then sell that one. Because that was a duplicate I had and that's why I kept that one. I was like, oh, maybe I'll sell that one now. And as you can see, they're not been trimmed or anything like that. The next step is trimming them with trim them with this guy, zzz, 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 over the whole thing. Then take another one and go into whoop, whoop, the eyes, the nose, and mouth. And then this will be done. So, yay! But for now, I need to basically, for the next 24 hours, put some weights on it. So I do the same thing again, I step on it again, Make sure, you know, again, still with socks on, so there's no indents or anything like that. This one's just like a minor pet peeve, but you know, sometimes I put it on like an angle. I like it when it's straight like this. So when I can, I try to do that and make sure it is all straight. Only thing straight in this house is that, to my rugs. Especially today. All right. So we got that settled now. So now we can go flipper over and then just cut around it. And if it's big enough, we'll keep it. If it's not, then just toss it. I try to be eco-friendly when I can. Unfortunately, I don't know how to recycle these things. But it is the best thing on the market, so I'm still going to use it. You know, that's why I say the company is, we think about the environment. We don't always do what's best, but we try to. Because this is not eco. I mean, nothing rug-based is really eco-friendly. Alrighty then, on to the next. But yeah, literally all day long I can hear little chirp, 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 chirps from the little birdies. It's kind of cute. All right. I found a new artist the other day that I'm really loving. I found Connor Price last year, and he does a series. He's a white boy rapper in the Gen Z, I would say. I don't think he's an alpha. He's not that young, so he's Gen Z. And so, ooh, that's looking really good. That's looking really nice. But yeah, he's a Gen Z rapper, and I really like him. And then he does a series where he just finds other small Gen Z people and then does a collab with them. And so I found through him Forrest Frank, and he's very good. Let's see if we can get one more out of this. Oh, we can. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man, got so lucky that that worked. Granted, I have more of these, but still. I love when a plan comes together. Flipper. And this was the orange eyes. Sorry for not having an unboxing live or anything today. I forgot to film one. Well, technically, I filmed two other ones, but I forgot that they were going to be like for holidays and stuff, and so I actually don't have a unboxing live filmed already. So I realized I was like, oh, I guess I'm doing a live stream today. I mean, technically, I was planning on doing this anyways, but I was like, I guess I'm doing a live stream today. Whoops. Because I always want to give you guys content, and that's what I talked about before, right? It's like, we can always go to a live stream. Also, you notice I don't do the hot glue onto this part because you never really know where the boundary is. It's better to do it onto the rug itself. Actually, this first. Alright, let's give them a audition for the playing Stomp real fast. Was that Broadway play or whatever? Yeah. Ooh, also, while I'm thinking about it, I have been very hard at work making, this is a dozen new bags, dice bags, including Stitch. Look at that. You know that's going to sell quickly. That's going to sell so quickly. I expect this to be honestly sold within 30 minutes of me doing my market event on May 11th. Is probably where I'm going to bring that one to. But I have just so many of them. Just so many beautiful ones. This blue one's really pretty. Look at that, the flowers. Ooh, look at this one. I got this one the other day. Pink flowers. And then also I've been making, these are the big microfiber cloths. Aren't those nice? And of course some small ones too. We got a blue, we got pink, and purple. So I got a bunch of new stuff that will be ready for this month. I'm working on dice bags right now. Look at this one. It's going to be Lord Veta and Dialects as well. So two different enemies, two different bad guys. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. And then there will be an announcement coming in May about like how the future of the channel is going to work. And we're kind of switching some things around. One second, I gotta go get some more of my stuff. Well, yeah. So we're switching a few things around in the future. Not too much. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, there it is. It's like, I thought I had another one of these. I'll use this one. This one was actually a free gift that I got, where they gave me like a yard of this stuff as a little gift, which was very nice of them. And now I will use it to put onto these little rugs. Looking good. All right, we got this one and one more, then we're done for the day. Oops. Hopefully y'all enjoyed watching a man at work. There are all kinds of hardworking people all over this country and all over this world, and so I just wanted to give you an insight into the hard work that I do on a day-to-day basis. thank you. I'm also going to be getting a weight, like some kind of just like small weight, so I can, instead of doing it with my hands, do it with a big weight. That would be nice as well. I was looking for one at the Goodwill the other day, but they didn't have the right kind. They had the ones you kind of like lift like this. I want the big flat plate. All right, last one for today. But as you can see, I still have a stack more of 6 more of these to do. So I'll be busy for the next hour doing that. But, you know, I figured I've taken up enough of your time. And so we'll just do one more, and then we'll be done for the day. I'm so glad you spend, you know, a minute, an hour, or whatever you spend with me. I always appreciate it. This is my only job I do. So any like, comment, support will always be immensely helpful. I recently, some people have found my resin stuff out, and my latest resin video has 300 views. Nothing else that I've ever produced has come out with that many views in a week. So that is a new record for me. 300 views in a week. So just to say that's, you know, not an understatement of just like, I know most people, you know, the big guys, they could do that in an hour, right? But for me, that's a massive achievement. And of course, it's just because of my consistency, my quality, my originality, or as RuPaul would say, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. But I don't know, she's getting kind of controversial these days, huh? Last one, but still one of my favorite ones. And sometimes I'm always like, oh, I should charge more for this one, because it's like, and also, I don't know if you could see, it might be hard to pick up in the light, because I have so much light on it right now, but it is glitter as well. This is actually glitter as well. That's why that one probably will be my favorite for a while. I know, thank you so much. Only one comment on the video, but you know, 300 views, I'll take it. It's a start. So, you know, the channel will definitely be kind of figuring all that out. I think what I've decided to do is in May, for anyone still in the live stream, they can kind of get a little preview, but in May I'm going to switch to 1 video a week, brand new on Thursdays, 3 p.m., and it'll be the resin videos. And then Tuesday, I'll come out with a video on my Patreon only, and then next Tuesday, that video will come out on my YouTube. So I'll be making 2 videos a week, one on Patreon only, one on YouTube only, and that way it will be basically the best of both worlds. Because right now, I feel like my Patreon is like being sacrificed just so I could do YouTube videos every day. And I'm just not like, I put out something on Patreon like once a month, and it's just like, no one wants to pay for that. You know what I mean? So the idea is going to be that it's going to be a week early on YouTube for the unboxings, for like, you know, different kind of live stream stuff like this, some how-tos, and just different things I'm working on. And that way it will be a little bit more, you know, something that's worth the money. This Patreon costs money. And so that's what the idea is. Well, going forward past May, I'll be doing 1 video a week on YouTube and 1 on Patreon. And then it will end up with, you know, 2 videos a week on YouTube and 1 or more on Patreon. That way it just gives me a lot of time, because that way I'm always making content for Patreon every week. That means 100% of the weeks there will be some content. Right now it's like literally once every 3 or 4 weeks. It's just not worth it. I looked at it recently and I was like, well, I wouldn't spend money on this, so why would I spend you to spend money on it? So that's why I was like, okay, I made the decision, like the unboxing life, the sewing, the rug tufting, a lot of that's going to switch over to the Patreon. I want to just do the resin crafting on onto the YouTube and everything like that. And then, you know, a week later, that content will come out onto the YouTube. That way, I'm still having all my content on YouTube, but at the same time, having something that you can earn money from, like, you know, I can actually do a living out of. And something I can actually dedicate the time to as well, because, you know, doing, the reason I'm not doing 3 videos is because I don't have the time for it. And then I realized, I was like, oh, well, I still have to do Patreon stuff, so it's still 3 videos. Go, Chris, like, you're an idiot. So, you know, I'm not an idiot, I'm just stressed. And you make bad decisions when you're stressed out. And so that's why I took the last 4 days off. And when I literally woke up this morning and I said, you know what? That's my decision. I was like, decision made. There is no going back. I was like, that's what the decision is. And so we'll talk more about it in the future. All right, let me grab these real fast. All right, everybody. We have made 2 different green ones. And also you notice these greens are different. A light green with purple, a dark green with red, a silver sparkle with tie-dye yellow, orange, and red eyes, a black with orange eyes, and a purple with pink eyes. All this stuff just gets cut. I let it dry for 24 to 48 hours first before I go into it. Because right now you can still like rip at it, and you don't want to do that. I'll put some weights on these. That way it just like presses them down. I'm going to go ahead and get these done next for me. For you, there'll probably be content in the next couple of months. But yeah, thank you all so much. Am I just like always kind of out of frame today? Whoops. Sorry about that. We'll figure it out. That's so slim. I'll probably give myself 1 or 2 more inches on this one, on the Logitech, and not this guy. But all right, everyone. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that is safer for everyone. Wow, that went the wrong direction. I'm looking at myself now, it's like, that went the wrong direction. Thank y'all so much. I'll see you on the next one. Trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, create a world safe for everyone. My name is Chris Collected. I make rugs, resin crafting, and sewing, and I do it online so you can watch, and I sell them locally in Phoenix so you can buy them. Thank you so much. Subscribe, like, comment, all those good things. See you on the next one. And don't worry, we'll improve these cameras on the next one, all right? I'm going to do a video tomorrow or the day after that and try to get these cameras going. Thank y'all. Bye. Bye, y'all. I have to actually go upstairs because the thing's upstairs. Bye.